Good morning, everyone. Aloha, Cisco. Morning, good morning. Happy Friday. Hey, Nano, how you doing? Troy, how's it going? Timo, Kevin, good to see you all. Hey, Green. And here we are again on Friday, going into the weekend with another potential gap. Market is stuck. And our overnight inventory, folks, is long. There's the close. And I'd say it's probably around 80, I don't know, maybe 85% long. I'm spitballing. You guys have the software, so you'll be able to give me an exact amount, but at least it's probably, I'd say, 80, 85% long, which means that, and all that means, no, hey, Colin, it's not contract rollover. It's options expiry, I think. Don't quote me on that. No, but no, there's contracts only roll over every on the quarter, so we're good. We'll roll over in September. So overnight inventory, all that means is all of the trading is above or below the previous day close. So here we have about 85%. 85% long. We're looking for a correction. Now it has corrected a few times, right? And we got down to 64.92. Our overnight low is 64.86. And we haven't had any significant inventory correction lower yet. So we're looking for that off the open. Right? Now, those of you who've been with me for a while, you folks know that lately these markets take some time to correct inventory. Because if inventory is long, they don't just correct right away. They kind of go sideways for a while and distribute and then correct. So timing a position short is a little harder. Hit and run shorts, okay. Quick in and out scalp shorts are fine. Not a problem. But being able to hold a short for a bit of a longer time frame has proven to be difficult, right? And there's a reason for that. Nothing is random in finance. People don't move billions of dollars around the earth randomly, right? There's a goal, there's an agenda. And the reason this time it's a simple reason. The simple reason is we don't have any overhanging supply above where we're currently trading. Hey, Anthony, welcome. How is Venezuela? Good to have you with us. Encom, if you're on the stream, check your DM, brother. No rush. So let's take a look and see where we're at. Overnight inventory long. Overnight point of control is at 64.98. We just corrected inventory down to 92, but we were not able to get down to the overnight low. So we know that there are bids here. Okay. And check this out. Whoop. The point of control, or the cost basis from yesterday, is around 64.86. So we have been in pure distribution above for the whole overnight session. We have not been able to get down and tag that point of control. Okay, so what does that mean? That sounds fancy and everything, right? That means that the liquidations have been right back to cost basis, which means the selling in the market in the overnight session has all been just inventory, which means there's no outside people coming in and hammering this thing like in a panic sell, right? So that can help you manage your expectations when you know that the market sells off to a certain point and then will stop selling, find buying, and then rotate back up, right? And that helps. What does it do? It helps us if we're shorting, we have a place to cover, right? If you're thinking of taking longs, then you know that there are supporting bids here and you can buy off of those bids. That's old traders would say, find the bid and work off of it. Now, when you find the bid, you find where the shorts are trapped and where their buy orders are. And that's, if you want to do a long, you buy off of where they're buying, and they'll push price higher because they need to cover. If you're shorting and you know where the bid is, then you know where to cover. So this way, you're not shorting 6,500. It gets down to 64.92. You're expecting 64.82, and then it rips back on you and takes away all your profits. So everything we do is practical, right? Everything that we work towards is how do we do this in a practical manner so we can get the information, use it to make money, and then if we don't make money, how do we look at the market and how do we be specific about our entries, our exits, about adding size or taking away size, why, and the details, right? So from now on, when you guys post trades in our room or levels or why do you think something's going to happen, I'm going to challenge you and I'm going to say why, right? I want you guys to be specific because, you know, you're putting stuff in there like, oh, it's going to do this or it's going to do that. Why is it going to do that, right? Give me a business reason. I already know, right? I know the business reason, but I want you guys to think critically and be able to always try and get better, right? And this way you don't walk away without having a solution, right? Having a solution is key, right? Exactly. Good stuff, Alexander. Good stuff, right? What is the business reason for this trade? Why did it not work? Where could I have, you know, where could I have done better? We're always constantly looking for that. Retail trading is, it's not easy. Process is everything. That's something I found the hard way. You know, really found this out the hard way. There's really only two business reasons, Troy. No supply or too much supply, right? And we'll go through that. We'll go through that this morning, right? Let's take a look. So, for example, let's go bring over the old candle wax, right? So my candle levels, 65.01 quarter down to 64.98. Double it down to 64.91. Double it up to 65.07, right? Overnight inventory is long. So automatically, overnight inventory being long, right? Is it 98% long? Yeah, there's really not much under here, is there, Sadiq? Volume-wise, right? There's really not much. There's R, S, and V under the close, so there's only that little bit of volume, right? So now, question, do we have a gap or no gap? What do you think? I'm watching it go back and forth over the previous day high. I'm not sure if we're going to get a gap, or if we do get a gap, we might fill it quick, right? Now, for me, a gap means that we open over 64.96. Oh. Yeah, you know, this last couple of weeks when I wasn't really feeling well, I spent some time going over stuff, um, looking at, how can I teach and educate more efficiently? And, what am I missing? When people ask me questions or come to me with stuff, I'm like, I'm missing something in the way I'm explaining things because they're not getting it. And I think a way to sort of work through this is with process. We had a gentleman on from T3 Trading this week in our podcast. And this guy's process is just amazing. It's like, he has the discipline of like, those, what are those Shaolin monks? Like the discipline is crazy. And I think discipline and process are really, I think they're the keys to success in this business, especially from a retail perspective, right? Um, just having the discipline to do the same thing every day, have a process, um, change and adapt the process when the markets uh, change, understanding why you're changing the process, all that stuff, it sounds really boring, right? You know, it sounds like a lot of work, and it is. It really is. You know, gone on the days when I'd wake up in the morning and sell 50 grand of stock and go back to sleep. Uh, that's all gone. I have to go through these processes, especially if my trading is bad, and I need to find a resolution to fix that. I really got to go process, you know? You know, we have a simple 5-step process. Every day it's in the JJ levels. It's the first document you'll see. Please check it out. Anyone who's new in the room, if you need explanation, please ask. I'll be happy to spend some time and explain it to you guys. Right now, I'm trying to distract you from getting chopped up at that previous day high. Let's see. I really like to let the larger traders come in and do their thing. Process, I think, is the only. Hey, Renee. Good morning. What are the JJ levels? Oh, are you talking about the longer term levels from COVID? Process and discipline are really the only sort of holy grails as far as I'm concerned. So when people talk about the JJ levels, all they really mean, Seeker, is these are my big levels. Like if you look at 7,030 down to 6788, those are levels that are derived from a balance zone that I came up with around 2020, the COVID balance zone. That balance zone was 27.49 and 3/4 to 28.10, and I've been doubling it. So that was my first initial balance zone, right? And then I doubled it to 29.30, and then doubled it again to 31.70, right? And so on and so on. And they've been working really nicely for 5 years. Now, the reason for that is because the business that we do never changes, right? It's all just the markup and distribution of inventory, right? It's always the same inventory. So in 2025, we were selling COVID contracts, I mean, ES contracts, COVID contracts. And same thing now, you know? The product is the same. And sure, we have macro events and things like that, but generally stuff does not change that much. Okay. Let's get back to work here. Okay, we might open on a little gap. Still got 9 minutes. Yeah, but the cool thing, Kunj, is you don't have to really worry about that. All you have to worry about is where is the inventory priced? You know what I mean? Right? See, in trading, we tend to get people talk so much and there's so much information, but how much of it do you really need to make money? What is the most pertinent information you need to know? Like right now, the market is, you can see that there are sellers at 64.98, 64.99, right? Let me just bring over this chart. Sorry. See? You can see that there are sellers. Let me just make sure I've got VWAP in the right place too. Look how choppy it is, back and forth over that 6,500 level. Look at there, there's constant selling here. 98 and half, 98 and 3/4. Let's go set VWAP before the open. Oh, gee, what a coincidence. VWAP is right where the sellers are. Ha! Hey, Miami, how you doing? Long time, man. Jeez. Good to see you. Okay, trades off the open. Well, okay. If we open here, we're going to open on a gap. Okay? So, first thing we look for is a gap fill at 96. If we can't fill the gap, we'll go and rotate up and we'll take out 6,500 and 3/4, where that stop is right there. You boiling over there in India, Sadiq? That's the problem about Vancouver. You get so used to that rainy weather. It's like Liverpool. You know, it's always cool and raining in Liverpool, and then you get like a 30-degree day here, Celsius, and everybody just freaks right out. Ugh. All right, starting to get sparky. Oh, now we're back down, right? You never know. That's what I love about this business. You never know what's going to happen, right? Now, is this a little push down to try and shake and bake before the open? I'm short 95.25 against that 96. I'm going to put a 93.5 bid in and see if I can get tickled down there. Boom, filled. I did not trade well yesterday. In fact, I traded not poorly, but just without discipline, and I was just not feeling well. Just wasn't feeling it. So I took like 3 scalps and I was done. So today I'm going to just really watch my whiskers. Just scalp. Small size. Quick entries. No reason to be a hero. %98 long inventory. Yep, OJ, I did. Okay. $64. That overnight low is of interest to me. Lots of drama. Gap or no gap? What do you guys think? If Ray was with us, he'd be taking bets. Oh, here we go. Just when you think there's no gap, then there's a gap. Let's see. Now, once again, if you are not a fast trader, if you don't like volatility, then by all means, let the market open and do its thing. There's no need for you to go jumping around, getting all excited. Let it open up and show you the way. Okay? Can we get past the VWAP goalie? Oh, remember what I said. If we don't rotate and open under the previous day high, that first target is going to be 6,500 and 3/4. Then the next set of stops are at 6,502 half. It might be a little choppy and volatile off the get-go. So folks, just once again, let the big traders work out the open. You don't have to pay the bill. There we go. No gap. Opened on a gap, immediately filled it. I missed that 95 short again. Rats. Try 93.5 short. Got a 91 bid. I didn't get covered. Didn't get covered. Bad discipline, JJ. Bad discipline. Covered at 91 3/4. Now down to the close. There should be a little responsive buying off that. A little bit of short covering. Be aware of where they sell into it. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? Thank you. Seeing sellers at 90, 90.5. Gonna wait for the next candle to open. Gosh, you can't short them, buy them, right? Let's see if that next candle opens in half a minute. We stay over 91, we'll rotate back up to 94. So you go a little long there, 92 and change. And we're going to sell into these 94s. Got to do it quick, otherwise it's a choppy big candle, right? If you're not comfortable, wait till the next one opens. Now watch the offer. If the offer comes hard under 91.5, don't go long, right? Another look below and fail. Watch the offer. And make sure you have your sell orders out, ladies and gentlemen, if you are long, because there is a seller at 93. Nice work, OJ. So, August, you put Delta is exploding. What does that mean to you? Can you explain? So, how do you use that in a practical manner? Curious to see how you interpret it. So, Delta exploding, does that mean Delta is going up or down? So, Delta is going up, okay, which means people are taking the offer. But the offer is moving lower, right? So that means even though Delta is going up and price is going down, that means sellers are competing, right? So a simpler way to look at that is just to watch the offer. Then you don't get confused, right? So as the offer moves down, it means sellers are competing. When sellers are competing, price is going to go down. Just a more simple way of looking at things. So you don't really have to look at delta, right? Because some people get confused. One's going up, one's going down, what's going sideways, who's on first, what's on second, right? Larry, Moe, and Curly, right? So if you just watch the offer, it's a little bit more simple. Just trying to make your life a little bit more simple. That's all. Right? When the offer is going up, the sellers see buyers and they can increase price. When the offer was moving down, that means aggressive sellers, right? No. If they compete, they're going to smash the bid. Sellers hit the bid. See how easy it is to get confused? Yeah. It's okay. But see, when you start looking at all these things like delta and schmelta and gefelta and all that stuff, you start getting confused. I'm long 89 and 3/8 on 4 contracts. And that's just because I'm watching the offer. Selling one at 92. I'm offered at 92 half, but I'm out one at 91 and 3/4 because I'm not seeing any buyers at 92 half. Out another one at 91 and a half. I got one left at 88 half. I'm out. I'm flat. Right? So when the offer is moving lower, that's when sellers are competing. Okay? It's really simple. When the offer is moving up, sellers don't have to compete. Pretend you're a seller, right? Just watch the offer, right? See, they've overcomplicated everything, right? The offer sets the price of the market depending on the order flow that's coming in. Because sellers are the ones who are setting the price depending on how many buyers they're in. So let the sellers tell you if there's buying. If the sellers are raising prices, that means that see buyers, right? Because they want to unload their inventory, right? Everything must go. It's Friday. We got a bunch of fish. It's going sour. It's going to smell. We want to get rid of it before the close. Know what I mean? We want our trading to be simple. And I'm not beating up on you or anything. I'm just trying to help the people at home when to make intelligent trades, you can't be looking at 20 or 30 different things or a whole bunch of things, right? Just want to keep it simple, right? When that offer is moving up, never short an offer that's moving up. Never buy an offer that's moving down, right? That way life is good. And that's what we do, right? Sell your fish exactly before it goes bad. That's what we do here at the tradingsyndicate.org. We really want to make your life more simple. The offer is the ask, right? The offer, also known as the ask, right? Now, why do I know so much about the offer? Because my whole life I was the offer, right? Distribution of volume, right? That's all I did was distribute billions of shares of stock into U.S. markets. So if there's no buying or if I have competition from other sellers, I got a lower price. I can't tell my clients that they didn't sell any stock. I'll get fired. And the only job I'll get on the street is sweeping it. So I need to get in there and price compete. I need to punch other sellers in the throat and grab the buyer. Right? When I do that, that means the offer is going to move lower. That's the red line that you see here, right? The red line that's moving up and down, right? See, now they found buyers, so they're going to raise price, right? This way, you don't have to look at 300 different things. You just look at a simple candle chart. Gosh, you'll be just blown away how much information you can pull out of a simple candle chart. Right? It just makes your life so much less complicated. Because, the thing is, folks, I looked at all that stuff too. I used to look at Delta, I used to look at this, I used to look at that. And I didn't make any money. Right? took me years to simplify everything. So don't feel bad if you're looking at too many things. I've done it too. I've gone through the same spanking machine you guys have gone through, right? Now, we haven't taken out the overnight low, and I find that kind of interesting. We still haven't had an 86 and a three-quarter print. Yeah, you see this, JT? You look at my 1 minute candle wax chart, you'll see there's a red line and a green line, and they're moving up and down simultaneously. The red line is the offer. So on Sierra chart, it's called the current bid-ask lines. And it's the best, cheapest indicator you can get. Uh-oh. I lost my quotes. What's going on? Anybody else lose CQG? Yeah. Ah, brutal. Yeah. I've lost quotes. Disconnected from server. Well, let's see. Here we go. We're back. Little glitch. There we go. Back all good again. Nothing like having a data outage to make you not want to trade, right? I've got the day off. Okay. Oh boy. Do we have numbers at 10 o'clock, Lear? Yeah, over 90, half 91. That's why you always have to have your stops in, right? In case you lose data. And always make sure you have your broker's phone number taped to your desk and your account number. Just in case. All right, here we go. There's the overnight low. Finally. There's the point of control. Oh, that's right, the Michigan thing, right? Wolverines. Go Wolverines. Hey, it's going to be football season soon. Oh. Now, if we keep liquidating, I'm looking for 78 and a quarter, which is right here, which is that afternoon pullback low. Hmm. Just waiting. 82 and a half was responsive yesterday? Okay. So I had a couple of two decent scalps. Just gonna wait for this. Basically, what they're doing is they're front running those two levels right here. This is value area low, which is the low end of our cost basis. Now, if this breaks, you can just add 8 of these, and you'll be an 8 times discount from cost basis. If you're short, you can stay short pretty much all the way down to 72. Oh, does it start today? Thanks for the heads up. Now, I won't be going long because I didn't participate in the short. So I won't look to go long until we get back over 79.80. Just chill out. want to make sure that I don't lose my quotes either, you know? I get very nervous because we very rarely get data outages. Hey, nice trade there, AZS. Still got a seller at 78.5. So we had one little green candle, and they sold into it at 78.5. You know, if you're short, as long as it stays under 78.5, you're okay. Once it starts taking out 78 3/4, 81, that's when you gotta be a little nervous. Alrighty. Let's take it its time here. Nope, still a seller at 78.5. It's just trying to creep up. Right. Nice quick trading there, AZS. See, that's the candle I always fall for. When it pokes its head up, I'll go long and then get stopped out. And then 2 or 3 minutes later, the trade will actually run. So I'm going to try and wait until this candle closes and see what they got in the tickle trunk here. I don't mind paying a little higher. See, the candles tell you where the sellers are. You don't need a DOM. Where it prints is where it's law. See? Still more downside. I saved myself from getting stopped out by actually being disciplined. I would have gone for that green candle. Right? That green candle always sucks me in. Right? Trying to be first. Exactly, right? Better to wait out the liquidation. Right? No gun to your head trades on a Friday. Like, for example, yesterday when I was trading, I didn't feel well at all. The doctors put me on some new medication. We got some short covering. So I traded 2 micros, and I think yesterday I lost $30. I can handle a $30 loss. I can make that back. You guys are quiet. Okay, coming up to that 79 3/4 seller. What stopped me from going long there? The fact that I always go long there and get stopped out, juice. I was like, I'm not falling for it. No, they're not getting me this time. Right? No way. Now it's probably a better long. Let's see, but you got to prove it to me. Come on, ES. There's still sellers there. See? They're still there. They're waiting. Those sellers are waiting in the bushes. And as soon as we get to 79.5, they jump out of the bush. See? I always go for this candle. Always. Because I'm always, my biggest error in my trading when I'm not disciplined is to get in, get stopped out, and then have to retake it. Exactly, Aaron. You're right. This way, if you draw a line where the sellers are, you can see that they're obvious. It's like they're obvious. They're selling right there. So there's no reason to get long until we get over that little white line. It's a lot easier. Hey, Doug, what's going on? My experience going through the spanking machine. Exactly. Exactly. My biggest mistake is always to be early, right? Because as an institutional trader, you got to hit the bids early before anybody else does. Otherwise, your clients fire you, right? So you're always paranoid to be first. You have to dial that down when you're trading retail, right? And not everyone sells at the same time. Exactly, Moran. Exactly, right? See, my whole thing was to be first to the bid. First to the bid. Sell before anybody else could steal my client's customer, right? When I'm retail trading, I have to throttle that back, right? Like pull back on the reins, right? Exactly, Lear. Institutional trading and retail trading are two different mindsets. Institutional trading, you're elbowing people out of the way, punching people in the throat, doing whatever you can to capture the buying, right? Oh, look over there. Ooh, I stole your buyer. In retail trading, it's all about being a sniper and stalking your trade. Like being like, like how those cats they hunt, they wait and wait and wait and pounce, right? It's a completely different business. I started on the desks right when they were closing the floor of the Vancouver Stock Exchange. So I was trained by floor traders. You say hostile, I say fun. There were a lot of us ex-bouncers on the trade desks and on the floor. In fact, one of my bosses was a bouncer with me. He used to push it and shoving. The 90s were the era of the mosh pit, right? Slam dancing. Right. Get in there and throw a few elbows, Kunj. Whoa! Hello. How many times you get punched in the throat? Oh, it's just part of the business. Just a love tap. That's all. There's that news. Oh, excuse me. I have not taken a trade yet in this last 15, 20 minutes. Nice, Howard. Nice. Nice. That's good. Now put the safety on, right? Put the safety on your gun and put it back in the holster. Beautiful trade. It's okay. Nice trade, brother. Nice trade. They were closing the floor in Vancouver when I started. Oh yeah, and if you do like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate it. Keep the algorithms fed. Now, have we cleaned it up? Have we cleaned out that 80 seller? Oh, there we go. Oh, and back under again. I'll wait for the next candle. Try and wait for the next candle. If we get above 80, I'll buy a little one. I'm not seeing what I like for a long just yet. Nope. Once again, those sellers are still there, right? They're all just sitting there, just waiting. So until we clean that seller out, I'm not going long. Now, while we're waiting for this to chop around, I'm going to remind you guys also to come visit us at thetradingsyndicate.org. We have a great room where we teach people how to make money with common sense and practical methods, teach you how to think like an insider, and we help you pass those trading evaluations, learn how to work those funded accounts with our friends at Apex. Do you see how there's still sellers here at 79.80? And that's that look below and fail, look below and fail. You can see that you've got to really exercise some patience because it gives you these false starts and you're kind of, oh, let's go. And then the seller steps in. Oh, let's go. And then the seller steps in. And that can be very frustrating. This time they kind of let us know. So we know that there's a seller there. Right? So we're like, okay, we know you're there. We know that you're there. Let's see what happens when we clear them out. Because if we can clear them out, then we'll have a nice little long up to 83, 85. You know? There we go. Little sign of life. Now, hopefully enough people got short under 79 that they come in and cover now. Right? And we can push our 79 position up to 82 maybe. Make a couple of points. Nicely. Yeah, I'm long 70. I'm long 80. I'm out one at 81 and 3/4. And I couldn't get out of my 82, so I had to hit that out. See, the sellers moved right up here. That's why on the look below and fail, after a liquidation like this, it is best to put your sell orders out, right? Oh, there's a standard deviation at 81.5. That makes sense. Back to the chop. There we go. There's a bid. 80 sellers still there. Let's see. Let it breathe. Come on, don't be greedy. And they're still selling at 80.5. Still there. They let it breathe for a whole 2 minutes. So we just got to be patient and wait till it cleans out. Previous day low would be a great flush, AJ. Good heads up. Good heads up. So my look below and fail of 78, no go. So no reason to go long. On that look below and fail of 78.5 yet. Now let's see if we can get over. See, look at 80. There's a seller there all the time. Nice work, Aaron. That's good progress, man. That's good progress. I'll take it. I'll buy that for $1. Nicely done. And this chop, it's very easy to get caught up in this chop. You go long, you get stopped out. You go short, you get stopped out. You just kind of sit and wait until they're done. Yeah, you're right, Moran. Is that 80 seller again? Can we get up to 81? Good way to find out is sell one at 80.5 and see if you get executed. If you don't, there we go. Out one at 80.5. Now, can we take out the 82s? Right? Can we take out these 82s here? This is a chop fest. I do think that if we can get back up, If we can clear the 82s, you're looking for 88 close to VWAP because there'll be sellers here at 88 and a quarter. We're going to have to do something with all this inventory, right? Take it and sell it here. So if you're long 79, 80, put out an 82 an offer and see if you can get taken. Right? Out one at 81 and a half. Those 82 sellers are there. So if you're going along here, you know that there's sellers there. Take your profits if you're scalping. Does selling only occur in those quick liquidations? No. See, the nice thing is they're selling all the time. Right? There's always distribution going on. That's the cool thing about markets. There's always distribution. It's just pricing. Right? How much can we sell it for? Right? Can we get maximum dollar for it? Or are they really not that eager to buy, so we got to put it on sale? You know what I mean? Like, for example, in stocks, right? You just pick any stock, especially small cap stuff, right? You look at a $5 or $8 stock. When you're buying it, the people who are selling it to you probably own it at 10 cents. You're buying it at $5 or $8 or $10, right? The people who finance companies, they get huge discounts on their positions, right? That's how the world works, right? Wholesale to retail. So they could sell it down. Whether they sell it at $9 or $6 doesn't really matter. Know what I mean? Because if you paid 50 cents for something, it really doesn't matter if you're selling it at 9 or 6. You're still making a hell of a profit. Now, in ES, you don't have those heavy discounted positions. That's what I like about trading indices, because there's nobody out there with zero cost or near zero cost stock that's blasting it into the market and diluting it. That's the wonderful thing about futures. Higher low on the 1 minute? Kind of, Raj. It's choppy. Is the president going to speak? What's he talking about now? I saw a bunch of grass memes. Is he talking about growing grass or something? Just kidding. Just kidding. Just seeing if you guys are awake. Chop tends to put people to sleep. Okay, come on. This 82 seller is driving me nuts. Come on, get out of the way. This is like Sal from Meyerson. Sitting on the offer. Stealing all the candy. There we go. Now, I'm going to put an offer out at 83, and if I don't get taken... Yeah, and I didn't get taken. Dirty rat bastard. Take me. There. Out at 82 and 3/4. And another one at 82 and 3/4. I'll sell another one at 82 and 3/4. They're taking them, I'm selling them. Right? 83, the next one. I'm long 79 and 3/4. That's where I bought those contracts. I'm flat. Oh, it's too much like work. Putin's plane is expected to arrive at 3 o'clock Eastern in Alaska. Okay. Well, Jeff, I'll make sure I'm not in front of the screen at 3 o'clock. Might get a nice J-Lo trade at 2. We'll see. Nice work, Lear. Nice work. I'm Now let's see. I was happy to get out of that position. So, guys, price action lab for the coaching class today? Yes? No? I'll be there at 11. Nice work, Cisco. Aloha, man. Have a good weekend. 4 a.m. in Hawaii. Have a good weekend. Go to the rainbow for me this weekend. Mahalo, brother. Go have some loco moco for me. I'm not allowed to eat that stuff. It's definitely summer. Summer, we're trading all-time highs. You know, we've got... Let's take a little bird's eye view. Right, we're in a balance. Right? We're in a distribution balance going sideways. This is how this always works. You get a distribution balance and you either get a liquidation or you get a distribution balance which brings in buying. So, too early to tell yet. Until we can get under 64.68 and accept underneath it, I don't really see any liquidation. I would love to see, somebody earlier said, let's go test that 64.63 low from yesterday. That would be wonderful if we could do that. Yeah, good trades this week, Lear. Nicely done. You know, if you could, Lear, we'd be very appreciative if you could post some of those trades in the room, like your reason for taking them. That would be helpful to the newer traders. And that goes for anyone who's doing well this week. Well, heck, even if you're not doing well this week, post your trades in our trading room, you know, in the trade review. Tell us what you saw, what you did, the reason why you took the trade, why it worked, why it didn't, how can we improve. We're always appreciative of that. Thanks, Lear. That'd be really appreciative. We'll be really very appreciative of that. Oh, that's nice, Lear. Cool. Well, winding her down here. And don't forget, guys, actually, I just to let you know, I haven't forgotten about the holding trades longer webinar. Health is back to normal now. I'll have that worked on this weekend. And a big part of that, of course, will be market conditions. Have a good weekend, Nano. Risk with wisdom. Exactly. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Alexander. Yeah, we'll see what happens in the next minute. I'll start wrapping it up. I want to thank all of you for being with me this week, even in the slow times. Really appreciate you guys being with us and watching. And subscribing to the channel. Want to invite you all to come check out the tradingsyndicate.org. It's month to month, so, you know, it's not a huge commitment. And if you do join, please reach out and have a conversation with me. Let me see if I can help you with your trading. I love meeting new people. Thank you all so much. We'll let you go a little early. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the sun. Summer doesn't last very long. And we'll be back Monday morning, 7:30 in the morning, UK time. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Much love. For those of you still trading, be safe out there, okay? Thanks, Rod. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye for now.